So I saw this post going viral on Twitter. It's about a woman that wants to divorce her husband. It says, I told my husband I want a divorce. There's not a single thing about my husband in and of himself that I do not love. And if this is the type of love that you have for your husband, I don't want any of that from my wife. Now we're going to let her speak so we get the full context. And then we're going to come back. We're going to have a conversation about this.
I don't know if I'm going to actually post this because this is super vulnerable for me and I'm a pretty open person. But earlier this year, I told my husband I wanted a divorce. And this would probably shock a lot of my friends and my family because I hadn't told anybody, okay?
And now she's telling the world. So, clout. Everybody wants some clout.
I walked myself through the logistics of where would I live, how would we split the time with the kids, who gets the dog, where all of those things, okay? Had a full breakdown. I feel like I have been searching for something in my relationship that we don't have for the whole time we've been married, which has been 10 years. I
hope this type of love never finds me. I'm already married, so it's not going to be finding me. But I hope when we get to 10 years, 7 years from now, that my wife is not like, I've been searching for myself this whole time and I haven't really been able to find her. Jesus Christ.
There is not a single thing about my husband in and of himself that I do not love. Let me be very clear about that. He is the most self-disciplined, loyal, hardworking, good person that you could meet on this planet. And that is probably the reason why I have not left. Okay. Our relationship and what my expectations are for my marriage and what they always have been are not met, right? Which I don't know if anybody's are.
I had to pause it. She has a golden retriever husband. She said, there's nothing wrong with this guy. He's perfect in every way. But he doesn't meet any of my needs. My needs are not met. This is a contradiction. Either he is everything that you're saying he is, or he is not, which is not a problem. You can grow in a relationship and your interests and your needs and all of that stuff can branch out and go in different directions. But two things in this instance cannot be true. He cannot be everything that you are needing in a husband, a golden retriever husband, and you say your needs are not being met. Those two things cannot be true at the same time. So she's obviously confused, which is why she's 10 years into a marriage online telling us that she started looking for apartments, started thinking about how to split the dog, how to split the kids, all of this stuff. She's online telling us that because she does not know in her own mind whether she has a good marriage or not. She doesn't need to be online. She needs a counselor.
The reason that pushed me to even bring up divorce and talk about it was the fact that I feel like I can't be myself with my husband. And it's really confusing because I'm 32 years old. I am a mom of 3 and I still don't know who I am. So for me to be like, oh, I can't be myself or you don't love me for who I am isn't really fair because I don't know who I am. I'm figuring that out every day.
You're never going to arrive at the point where you're like, oh, I know myself. This is a thing. I think that she's spending too much time online. Maybe she's watching The View. Maybe she's watching some other like women-centered content. Because I feel like this is a talking point that a woman online would have. A woman that is unmarried. You would expect that after 10 years, this is not the type of conversation you would have. Oh, I need to find myself. I need to get back out there on a carousel because I don't really know who I am. So I want to break up my marriage. I want to abandon my husband and have a single mother household. This is the type of conversations that single women have that encourage you to leave your husband so you can find yourself. Find a therapist or a marriage counselor that's going to help you work through this, because something is not clicking up in you guys' relationship and it's not clicking in your mind.
But the reason why I wanted to share this on here in the first place is
she wants attention and validation. That's why she wants to share this online in the first place, obviously.
We are coming up on our 10-year anniversary. We're going to Mexico, to Cabo, for our 10-year anniversary trip. And we're rewriting our vows. We never wrote vows in the first place. We didn't have vows.
You don't need a trip to Cabo. You need a trip to a therapist's office so that you guys can mend your relationship if it's going to be mended. Repair your relationship if there's still something there to repair. Because the fact that if you would have told me as a husband that you're out looking for apartments so that you can move out, there is serious issues going on. And while I do not advocate for people like breaking up their homes, that's a discussion that we need to have. There's no trip to Cabo. There's no vacation to Mexico. There's no, we're renewing our vows. We need to get on equal footing first. And that's why this lady is confused. She wants to leave her husband, but she wants to go spend time together in Cabo. That does not make any sense. We've got to get away from this stuff that's online, that's telling us that our relationships are bad. Everything is supposed to be perfect. Two people with different pasts, different experiences, different lifestyles are coming together to build a life together. And that comes with some headaches. That comes with some misunderstandings. Now, this lady, assuming that she does at some point break up her family, she's going to get back into the dating scene, whether it be a week, 6 months, or a year after she leaves her husband. And she is going to find out that anybody that you get with, you are going to have problems with. You're always going to be becoming who you are. You're never going to arrive at who you are because it's a life. It's a continuous journey of becoming, of learning, of understanding, of relearning. So don't leave your marriage and end up on a T app, which got hacked recently, trying to ask women, oh, is this guy good? When you know that you have somebody that you said yourself was essentially a golden retriever husband. You said he was perfect for you, except for the fact that you don't know yourself. You need therapy, you need counseling, and you need some older people in your life. This woman is my age, she's 32. You need some older people in your life to tell you or help guide you. Because obviously your husband is not doing that. You've been left to your own devices for so long that you are going off of the deep end. But a good counselor and a husband with a backbone will absolutely reel you back in.